Let's go, but I don't want to go here. And
offering up prayers to the machine god, the augur operators turned their blessed optics toward the very epicenter of the raging magnetic storm. In spite of the thick haze of static covering the augur's picked visors, something unexpected appeared. The augur crew have detected signs of life under the planet's surface. There in the caves is a man-made complex. According to the ship's archives, this world is uninhabitable and devoid of useful resources, so the presence of someone's base seems intriguing.
yeah, send a team to explore.
The enforcers disembarked next to the suspicious cave. The entrance to the cave turned out to be blocked by a massive plasteel door, once pierced by a melta charge, then shoddily patched up. Within, an ambush awaited your team. Attackers with emaciated bodies pounced from the darkness without warning. The enforcers of the Valancius dynasty reacted with lightning speed. They walked away from the vicious battle, not only victorious, but having captured the enemy commander. While a shuttle brought the prisoner aboard the Lord Captain's void ship, scouts searched the base and found a vast hall, the walls of which were dotted with cryo-vaults. All but one were disabled and contained the remains of some prominent people, judging by their clothes. The last cryo-vault was opened and stood empty. In addition, a curious machine was destroyed during the battle. As further inspection would show, this was the very contraption responsible for creating the magnetic storms blanketing the planet, concealing the cemetery from prying eyes. Its machine spirit extinguished forever. Tech priests still managed to extract those parts that still held value.
Okay, examine the cryo-vaults.
Tech priests sent at your command have reported that the machine spirits of all cryo-vaults are healthy and obedient, excepting the one living within the open sarcophagus. This machine spirit is in terrible condition and afflicted by great madness, muddying its algorithms.
Okay, interrogate the prisoner. Order Kibellah to interrogate. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, Kibellah. Go.
In the hours that followed, the captive became fully aware of how sophisticated and ruthless the blood-spun web can be in its quest for the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Under torture, the bastard confessed to belonging to the cult of Saint Drusus. He and his brothers and sisters were tasked with guarding this strange cemetery and preventing anyone from entering. He equally could not hide that the unfortunate inhabitants of the cryo-vaults were killed by his people. Alas, that was his last confession as the harsh interrogation finally took its toll.
All right. And let's... Did we explore? Already explored. Explored. Okay. Yeah, let's repair. Okay, let's up. So, by the way, do we have some extra things we can do here? Nah, okay. So good. So we are here. I mean, we could explore here, but I don't want that. I want come here. Ooh, but look how many. Oh, we have a direct connection here. Okay, let's explore this one, because we have 10. And now, you know what we're gonna do? Should we go directly? Yeah, we can open one directly, but after we explore this one.
During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. The Xeno's Yrliet, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found delirious in one of the ship's bays. She was screaming in her unholy language, her arms raised high above her head, as if she was trying to keep the sky from falling. The enforcers were unable to free her from the trance. Two who attempted to move Yrliet were attacked and died instantly. The Xenos regained awareness about 10 hours later. She explained that she had seen her homeworld of Kruderak collapsing around her, and she had been the only one able to hold up its walls. She added that no Mon-K should ever touch her again without permission, and that, in the future, she would deal with the call of the warp on her own.
Okay, the Immaterium released us from its grip this time. Okay, let's visit. Alright, let's explore quickly these planets. And then we gonna... What do we have here? Okay. Ooh, we need to go here. Okay. No, I don't want to go here. Augur anomaly. I don't want to do that. Xenotech. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, and go here. Yeah, we don't want that. Anyway, let's explore just for the sake of exploration. But I don't want to do that. I want to go on Dargonus. Ooh, okay. And this is nothing impressive. Okay. And where is colony? Okay, we got this. What else can you do? Grey fire. No, we don't want all this. Huh. Start the combat. Where gains move on point equals to red resolve. The where cannot be. Yeah, we do this actually. This is good. Okay.
Your lordship, a cryptic message arrived from Kiava Gamma. The fabricator sensor reports that they have beheld the eye of the divine. I requested details from your less devout servants, and they clarified that the Inquest group, which has been investigating the many inexplicable events that have taken place on the planet, followed a trail of mysterious Benheric harmonics and came upon an ancient and abandoned data complex. It is connected to the manufactorum by a maze of communication lines and contains a gargantuan data loom. The mechanism's markings show that its designation, or I should say, its rather menacing name, is Null Caliph. Null Caliph is immersed in sacred astrogational calculation and has shown no inclination to make contact. The tech priests that connected to it were punished for the intrusion with a lethal ejection of their motive force. The only thing they managed to find out is that the spirit of the data loom is not bound with the vows of compliance that would normally restrain a machine spirit of such power. This astoundingly mighty entity bows to no one, driven only by its own aims.
Yeah, so what is this? Make the signal round free over the wires. May okay, 5 torpedo speed. Or security, or the wear gains completely. Nah, I authorize the dismantling of this dangerous mechanism. Yeah.
I will order the preparation of the assault tech force.
Yeah, there you go.
The Omnissia's warriors suffered great losses from the warp energies unleashed by Null Caliph's wrath, and yet, in their decisive assault, the data loom was brought down. The battle was brutal, but Null Caliph's unrelenting enemies did not fear death and continued assaulting the Benheric monstrosity with all their might until finally it grew silent. The blessed boards were carefully detached from the processing unit, forever ending Null Caliph's contemplations. These ancient cogitation modules will now serve the machine spirit of the Lord Captain's ship.
Yeah, that's what I want. So the law, yeah, enemies suffer minus diligence, brand, tools of killing. Let's go as high as possible. Nah, let's do this one. Chapel of Enumeration.
Lord Captain, we have received a report from Dargonus. Some common folk from the now-ruined Scipione 84 to 249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance. Forming into gangs known as the Engine Vandals, they now ride across the waste on wasteland-adapted cleaning Goliaths. They have declared themselves outside the law, raiding the Hive's outskirts only to escape retribution in the toxic wastelands. Despite your act of grace, these ungrateful heretics are fleeing the Hives, abandoning their workstations and inciting others to do the same. They even dare to spread lies and slander, stating they're being used as slaves. So great are the appetites of the yesterday's refugees. Rumor has it that the Foreman clan in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipione associates with these vandals. We could pass on your words to the renegades via the Foreman, or force them to disclose the locations of the rebels' nomadic camps.
So what is this Foreman clan?
It is a union of workers and tech nomads who used to serve on the lower levels of Scipione. Small-scale shift bosses, useful common folk who have proved their worth with diligent labor and valuable knowledge. Of course, they rank much lower than the esteemed merchants, to say nothing of the aristocrats, but the common folk heed their kin, and the Foremen have both the authority and the ability to manage them. The Scipians keep to themselves, but the Foremen have not shown any signs of disloyalty. They were the first to volunteer to return to the ruins of Scipione 84 to 249 and start clearing the rubble. They are certainly useful and well accustomed to praising the Emperor through their labor. Moreover, their grief at the loss of their home and the resilience with which they have borne it have made them heroes and martyrs in the eyes of other commoners.
So how do they survive in the wastelands? And why do they reject my rule?
It is a rather uncomfortable way of life, your lordship. They're always on the run from acid rains and hurricanes, keeping a decent distance from the hives if they do not plan on raiding at that moment. They get their food from abandoned outposts, paying for it with the lives of those killed by autonomous security systems. Water and promethium are rationed very strictly. They live by marauding, occasional hunting, and plundering, sometimes their own kin, and sometimes the outskirts of the hives. They are a tribe of degenerates and barbarians that is rapidly developing its own clan culture. The civilized residents of the hives shoot the scum any chance they get.
So I wish to hear what my advisors have to say.
If the engine vandals have managed to tame the ancient machine spirits, then that means there are technomats or even tech priests among their ranks. That renders them negotiable. It would be efficient to utilize such renegades instead of disposing of them. A promise of reward for every piece of technology found in the wastelands of Dargonus and returned to the dynasty will ensure their obedience and tractability. If you wish to exterminate them, Elentak, do not waste your time on hunting them down. Instead, deceive them into destroying each other. Tempt them with a prize, a weapon, or a trophy that they can fight over. After the Mon-K are finished slicing each other up for the right to obtain it, your warriors will finish the deed. This tactic often proves effective against your kind. The aristocrats of Dargonus despise them, but are also secretly afraid of them, correct? Renegades who can invoke such fear. I wonder, had there been such exiles in my house, would their presence have curbed the ambitions of my brothers and sisters? Would they have supported me in case of conflict? Oh, I am scheming and conspiring right now, am I not?
Oh, yep.
Bravo, Lady Kasha. Do not be ashamed of the unique abilities bestowed upon you by your heritage. They're your birthright. The web teaches to look for the enemy's vulnerability and what drives them. If the enemy is compelled to seek sustenance by attacking your domain, prepare a trap full of poison gifts. Let them eat and drink to their heart's content. The poison will weaken them, and then you will strike.
So, we got Wasteland Generator. So this torpedo tubes capable of firing 5 short burning plasma torpedoes with 9 damage. Ooh. Okay, so this is for the ship. The rogue trader gains 1 movement points. Ah, it's only me. Okay. Ah, this is just a small blade. Or we will follow Yrliet's advice. And Yrliet, it's another 2-handed sword. I don't care about that. So, leader. Nah, we go with this. Pascal's one.
May the lost be found yet again. The former servants and serfs of the Omnisia that are now a part of the engine vandals were glad to actively collaborate and redeem themselves in the eyes of the Deus Mechanicus. The common folk did not dare condemn this pact, fearing the menacing priests clad in scarlet. Hive raids have become a rare occurrence. Expeditions are returning from the wastelands with relics that were once lost to the vast plains. The Foreman clan then delivers these relics straight to the dynasty's coffers.
Okay. Now, so this one is Season of War. Rel gains the bloody underhive leader feature. All allies gain so much melee damage and 20. Ooh, okay, should we go with that? Yeah, let's go with this. Totally. It's not big, but we go with this. And we can do something here now. So, Bastion. Okay, this increases the profit. Rel gains the bestow of freedom. The rogue trader gains so much iconoclast rank fellowship. Okay, call to arms. We get this power armor. Okay, pleasing the tired. Rel gains the nobility versus perfection feature. The rogue trader gains a +5 bonus to all their skills. Oh, so it's the rogue trader only. Okay. Rel gains the remembering. All allies gain 5 willpower and 1 resolve. Holy Prophet. The wearer's psi rating. No, I don't care about that. Yeah, let's do this. Pleasing the tired. I'm getting +5 on all my skills. Sure. Ta-ta. And yeah, let's. What else can we do? I'm looking at this. If I get anything, I want to do something for everyone. Okay, let's do this. Holy, praising the muses. This affects all allies. Okay. And there was here. No. When can we do this? So we do the. Okay, let's do the bastion then. Okay. And so this one is okay. We get quite a lot. Librarium. Whenever the wearer attacks any target. What about this? This one is a two-handed weapon. Oh, I don't care about that. But I wanna. Which one increases my profit factor the most? This one. Okay. Good. And should we get one of this too? Now let's do this. So I gain, the rogue trader gains so much fellowship. Yeah, do this too then. Okay, we do everything. Wow, look at my profit factor. Yeah, we do everything in the end. What boss? Ooh. Okay. What we have here. So for this, we need tools of kings. Okay, so this one. You know what? Let's do everything that we can. Oh, it's decreasing. Okay, we have a ton of profit factor. Okay.
Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winter Scale dynasty's domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the renowned holy man Nicomedes Keith, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. The pilgrims revering Keith's rival, Philippimenes of Malpi, claimed Keith to be a thief who had stolen the relics of Saint Cognatius and violated the sacred mystery of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statements and the desecration of Keith's burial site.
Okay, who is Nicomedes and Philoppimenes? What is the issue here?
Saint Nicomedes Keith is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse alongside the founders of the Order of the Hammer, offering them valuable guidance for colonizing Foulstone. He converted many worlds to the Imperial creed, but his most famous feat was his search for the burial site of the legendary preacher, Saint Cognatius, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago, leaving behind scores of relics. Keith was able to track down some of those relics. The order was named after the power hammer of Saint Cognatius, Piety's charge. Philippimenes of Malpi is a priest from Winterscale's realm. He preached in the same times as Nicomedes Keith and denounced him for the false veneration of Saint Cognatius. He believed that Cognatius preached the incomprehensibility of the highest wisdom to the people, and that any attempts to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called the search for St. Cognatius's burial site blasphemy and the collection of relics looting and soliciting. In his opinion, the sacred objects should not be congregated in one place, but should find haven across the many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggregation gives way to pride.
So, yeah, what say my advisors?
For a group that has just arrived in a foreign realm, the Malpians' conduct is insolent at best. Penance should be imposed on them. We will send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics of St. Cognatius and to learn the ways of St. Caliph. In this way, they would be of use for returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with a just verdict. There was a similar theological dispute at the Fifth Ophelian Council, and the conflict between the two cults was resolved in sacred duel. 20 champions from each side came forward, both sides vowing to accept the victor's teachings if they lost. I propose to invoke the council's edict and settle the dispute in the same way. They believe that their faith is superior? Then let them prove it. Subject them to a severe test of faith. If they survive it, they will have proven their steadfastness. Even if the Order of the Hammer does not accept their arguments, it will be easier for them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of St. Cognatius if they prove it with their own blood and pain. The Malpians have renounced the concept of possession. Their vows are true and similar to ours, but they lack humility and reverence for the dead. The blood-spun web could embrace their leaders. We could teach them. We could soothe the turmoil.
Okay, let's see where I'm gaining the most. Okay, this one is not a big thing. This is moving through cells affected. Nope. Power sword. One-handed. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay. Or this one. Shroud. Ooh, whenever the wearer deals damage with a melee attack, they gain. Ho 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 ho. Okay, so yeah. And this one is... Yeah, we go with this. We shall allow the Malpe to prove the strength of their convictions through a severe trial of faith. Yeah, we go for that thing.
Let them show the weight of their words and teachings.
Ooh. Okay.
100 Malpians have volunteered to undergo the trial of faith. 62 have survived, proving the steadfastness of their beliefs and earning the respect of the Order of the Hammer. The indomitable teaching of Philippi means of Malpi laid down deep roots upon the hard soil of Foulstone. The followers of his teachings were zealous and determined. I bring woeful news, Lord Captain. Prelate Hectarchius of the Order of the Hammer has passed away. Immediately after the launch of the orbital Vox Spire, he entered the halls of recording and, having sat on the command throne, was granted a vision. For over 3 days, Prelate Hectarchius preached about St. Cognatius being reincarnated in a body made from the saint's own holy relics. This spiritual feat depleted Prelate Hectarchius' strength, and he peacefully departed for the Emperor's throne shortly after the sermon's conclusion. The Order's elders believe this to be a sign that St. Cognatius' relics, currently stored on planets throughout the Expanse, must be brought together. The Order is preparing for the election of a new prelate, under whose guidance it will undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Lugnalia, well known for her fervor, and the merciful Celeror Tychon. The minority of the Order sees the Oikonomos Nigmus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate.
Okay, does Prelate Hectarius' death not strike you as odd?
I'm afraid it does not. The esteemed Hectarchius began his service as a battle missionary, and has long grown weary of the peaceful life befitting a man of his status. He yearned for a worthy spiritual feat, and, when presented with the chance to serve as the voice of a saint, he gave what little strength remained. When he died, he was exhausted but content.
So yeah, what my companions say.
I have sympathy for Prioress Lugnalia. Let her meet with Reverend Hieronymus on footfall. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. A careful and sensible oikonomos sounds like a safer bet to me than a fanatic or a clever aristocrat. The voices say that he has a few paltry secrets, and knowledge of those secrets guarantees us his loyalty. Brother Tychon, he and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then. He was a grandson and heir to Urband, governor of Dargonus. An honorable young man with a spark in his eyes. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestems.
Okay, so let Lugnaria meet with Hieronymus Doloroso. If he approves of her, we will support her. Drusian Abelard, see to it that house drives them, thanks us for the assistance we provided to their kin. Idira, uncover some of Nigmus' little secrets. I need an obedient prelate. Let's see, this is start of each battle. Dog traders party gains so much momentum. Okay, this is not bad. Yeah, let's go with this. Idira, uncover some Nigmus secrets. I need an obedient prelate.
The voices will tell me where to look. Brother Nigmus has been chosen as the prelate of the Order of the Hammer. His careful policy is far more oriented toward satisfying the rogue trader than successfully collecting St. Cognatius's relics. Idira's investigation uncovered no egregious crimes in Nigmus's past, but it did reveal a few minor but less than virtuous faults. The new prelate will agree to anything to keep his secrets hidden.
Okay. And so this is... everything is explored? Yeah. Let's go out. And from here, let's do a chart new routes. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't... let's go directly here. Yeah, we do one. Okay, but we're gonna make it... let's make it just unsafe. Yeah. And let's go here.
Emergency aboard the Void ship. A foul warp entity has pierced the thin veil of the Geller field and spawned unimaginable beasts of unnatural hues. The Vox systems are picking up the crewmen's screams and the warp fiend's loathsome giggling. The situation demands immediate intervention.
Yeah, blessed by holy gifts, the God Emperor's loyal servants will battle his enemies without any fear or doubt.
Blessed relics instilled the souls of the Void's men with such faith that there was no room for fear or doubt. It may have taken a staggering number of casualties to prevail over the enemy, but their sacrifice was not in vain.
Right. Okay, let's... and let's go on Dargonus. Is this explored? Yeah. Alright, and let's go. This is what? Okay, let's go here. And... yep, it's the magic team. Let's go for it. Okay, so we need to go... let's go in the palace. Right? Yeah. Cook up.